Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a massive topic, leadership. We're going to break down a really practical 10-step blueprint for how you can go from just being a manager to becoming a truly excellent leader. So let's just jump right in with the big question. What really separates a good manager from a great leader? It's something worth thinking about. Because pretty much anyone can learn to manage tasks and processes, right? But real leadership? Well, that's about inspiring people, sharing a vision, and building a connection that actually matters. So what's the secret sauce? Well, it turns out there's a framework for this. We're looking at the 10 Points of Leadership Excellence by Dr. David Adio-Moses, which is promoted by the Auxilium Max Company Ltd. Business Development Boutique. I want you to think of this less like some dry theory and more like a hands-on guide. And here they are, the 10 points laid out in the exact order of priority. We're going to start with the basics, things like communication and having a spirit of excellence. Then we'll get into the tactical stuff, like time management and delegation. And we'll finish up with the real heavy hitters, being kind-hearted and having emotional intelligence. This is our roadmap for today, so let's get into it. Okay, let's kick things off with part 1, building the foundation. These first 3 points are the absolute bedrock of leadership. Seriously, without these, everything else is just going to fall apart. So first up, coming in at number 1, and for a really good reason, is good communication. And we're not just talking about talking here. We're talking about clarity. A great leader can clearly spell out the vision, set expectations, and give feedback that actually helps. But, and this is the key, look at that last part, active listening. It's not a monologue. Leadership communication has to be a two-way street. Next on the list, point 2 is what's called the spirit of excellence. And I absolutely love how this is broken down. It's not just one thing, it's a balance. On one side, you've got integrity and honesty. I mean, your actions have to match your words. It's non-negotiable. But on the other side, you have humility, being able to admit when you're wrong and putting the team's success before your own ego. It's that powerful combination that builds genuine trust. And the third point in our foundation. That brings us to our third pillar, good initiative. If the other points are the structure, then this is the engine. It's about seeing the big picture, setting a direction that actually inspires people, and it's all fueled by a real passion for the work. And that kind of energy, it's totally contagious. It's what makes a team push through when things get tough. Okay, so with that solid foundation in place, it's time for part 2, driving the execution engine. These next 5 points, this is the tactical stuff. This is what turns that vision and passion into actual, tangible results. So this section covers a whole toolkit of essential skills, right? We've got time management, analytical and organizational skills, being decisive, and knowing how to delegate. Honestly, each one of these could be its own explainer. But for now, let's think of them as the gears of the leadership machine. They're the practical skills that actually get things done. Let's zoom in on one of these, decisiveness. This is so crucial because leadership isn't a popularity contest. It's about making firm decisions, a lot of times with incomplete information and under a ton of pressure, all to keep the team moving forward. Sometimes the right call for the team won't make every single person happy, and a great leader has to be okay with that. And let's look at another one of these key skills, delegation. This is so much more than just handing off tasks to get them off your plate. Real delegation follows a clear process. First, you have to actually trust your team members with real responsibility. Second, you've got to give them the resources they need to succeed. And third, you frame it as a chance for them to grow. See the difference? It's about empowering your team, not just offloading your work. This quote just nails the whole section. An essential part of what makes a good leader is setting the right example. It's really that simple. All these skills, managing time, being decisive, they mean nothing if the team doesn't see you living them out every single day. You've got to walk the walk. All right, now let's move on to part 3 and see how this all builds to the top. Mastering the human connection. We've built the foundation and we've fired up the engine. These last 2 points are what take a leader from just being effective to being truly inspiring. So let's look at number 9. Coming in at number 9 is a quality that is more critical now than ever before, being kind-hearted. This is all about empathy. It's taking the time to understand and actually value your team members' perspectives and their emotions. When you lead with soft skills like this, you build an incredible amount of trust and morale. You stop managing employees and you start developing people. And finally, number 10. And that brings us to the final point, the skill that really holds this entire framework together: emotional intelligence. Think of this as the master key. It's the resilience to bounce back from failure, the adaptability to handle change, the self-awareness to know your own blind spots, and, this is a big one, the discipline of self-care. Because you can't pour from an empty cup. This is what allows a leader to navigate any challenge with a calm, positive mindset. So, there it is, the complete blueprint. Understanding the map is one thing, but now your leadership journey begins. We've seen how a solid foundation of communication and integrity supports a powerful execution engine that's driven by tactical skills. And all of that is then elevated by mastering the human connection through empathy and emotional intelligence. This isn't just a random list of suggestions. It's a complete, integrated path. So we'll leave you with this. You have the blueprint now. The path is clear. The only question left is, which step will you take first?